All right. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Oh man, it's really something. So here I am doing my thing. Yeah, I am. And practicing because that's what I do. So yeah, I'm gonna see how this works out. So let me talk to you guys. So, yeah, I have been trying to figure out if this is what I want to do. I mean, there's always a learning curve, right? There's always going to be that, and that's what I see that I'm doing. So oh man. So here I am, you guys, and yeah, this is it. This is me talking to you guys and just trying to figure out some things. But after I think about trying to venture out, I'm going to see if at least this stuff works. So I don't know if you guys can hear any of that stuff. I'm still trying to figure out if what I'm using is working. If not, I don't know. I'm just practicing a lot of stuff. I can hear everything in my headset. I got to get a bigger headset because I'm not really great with using earbuds, but these ones are working for now. But I think I'm just going to unplug this because it's kind of annoying in my ear. So I don't want to do that. But if you guys can still hear me, I hope that's good. Hey, Pastor Jay, yay! I wish I could give you an applause, but the applause is in my head. So every time I hear the claps, nobody else can hear them. And I'm sure Pastor Jay can't hear them. But you know what I had put in the title, which has, I don't know, I think it hasn't disappeared. Excited for new things. There it is. I had to figure out what I'm looking at. It's so different doing it on a laptop versus the phone. Everything's just and you just do it. So there's a learning curve, and I'm okay with that. One of the things that I just want to talk about quickly because I'll probably be staying in this vein for a while is there's things that I've wanted to do and I haven't done them because I have been afraid to, like some of other people, right? I know I'm not alone in this. I've been afraid to what fail. Yeah, there's a hush. Been afraid to fail. Why? Because I don't know something. I have to learn something else. There's always going to be a learning curve. And when that comes to technology, yeah, there's a lot of technologies coming out. It's not just one thing, there's multiple things, multifaceted things. I'm glad you can hear me, Pastor Jay. Thank you so much for letting me know that you can. And you can get this clap because I can't get my other stuff to work. I got to figure that out. Got to figure what else I need. But am I not going to continue learning and growing? No, I'm going to continue to do that because I need to venture out. This is the thing that I love doing. And I said, whether I figure it out now or figure it out later, I'm going to figure it out. It's going to take some time. And sometimes we, as believers, right, and people in general, we don't want to venture out because we're like, well, I don't know how to do X. I need to learn this. I need to study that. And sometimes we get that analysis paralysis, like you're taking in so much information, but you're never outputting anything because you're just absorbing. You're learning, but you never put any of the things that you've learned, actually put it to use because you still think you need more information. You think you need to get more of this, but why not just try it out? Why not just venture? I had to make this desk. There's a desk, and if I turn it around my room where I'm in, that's downstairs. I'll show you guys. Let me see. You see that? This is kind of the table, and it's got its little lights going. It was a whole thing, okay, to try to put that up along with this mic because it didn't come put together. So like, okay, I don't even know if I want to, but in order for me to do what I have to do, or in order for me to learn, I had to read, right? Study and then do it. And after I had everything put together, I was still nervous. Like, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know. Maybe I should just stay being comfortable doing what I normally do with my podcast. Knowing I want to, of course, venture out, right? Thank you for the hearts, whichever platform you're coming in from. Thank you for that. I want to stay stagnant and comfortable where I'm comfortable being. I'm comfortable being in that podcast space where it's nothing but audio and you don't need to see me. And Pastor Jay used to say that long ago, and I used to make fun of him, but I kind of pushed him out because that's what I was feeling. That's how I was. Like they don't need to see anything that I'm doing. They just need to hear me. And I was good on that. I was good. Like just you don't need to you what you need to look at me for. You see if I got my makeup done, nails done, hair laid, none of that. And you're not going to hear anything that I'm saying. You just be like, oh, she's talking about whatever. And look at that thing on her face. Just I had to get over that. And it's not like I haven't done that before, right? And getting prepared for my 60 days of being on here for 60 days. This is my challenge to myself because I've done it before for 30 days, but this is going to be a 60-day being on video, not hiding. And I'm still breaking out of that. So some of you might be like, well, what is she talking about breaking out of that? That's one of those things that has been something for me for a long time to push that out of myself, right? There's a whole bunch of people that don't want to be on camera. They don't want to be on video. They don't want to do that, but that's new. And you should be excited for new things. Whether you have one person listening or you have nobody listening, regardless of any of that, you still go out and do what you need to do for yourself. And it's better to step out on faith and be courageous than to be. Look at I'm tongue tied. See, this is another thing too. If I get tongue tied on podcasts, I could just say that you wouldn't see me get tongue tied. Like I've done a whole bunch of things on video that I regret to know that people saw me doing. Like when I was broadcasting some years ago, I fell asleep. I fell asleep because I was so tired, but I wanted to get my video out because I had this time. And I said, I'm going to do it. I fell asleep and then I popped back up and continued talking. The funniest thing, I watched this like, no, I didn't fall asleep. And I kind of recognized it because that's kind of how I will sleep. If I'm so tired, I'll fall asleep and then I'll wake back up like nothing ever happened and continue. And I remember Pastor Jay said, that was the funniest thing. I had literally watched you fall asleep on your broadcast. You pop back up, you start talking like, what? I need to so sleep. And I said from that, I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't do that again. Maybe I shouldn't, broadcast because that could happen again. But is that me being myself and being authentically me? Or is that me hiding and saying, people are not going to like that I'm falling asleep? No, that's me. That's real. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm not trying to hide anything. And one of the things that I have loved learning about myself is this is the kind of stuff that I like to do. I've been doing this stuff forever. And to be surprised and shocked that I've fallen asleep on video, I can't even believe I said that because it wasn't my first time doing that. I did it before, long ago when I was playing around with Periscope. You guys know back in the day, I fell asleep how many times just being on there, just falling asleep, trying to convince myself that I needed to just stay on forever. And we can always get stuck, but you don't have to be. You don't have to be stuck. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to say, this is all I can do. No, don't say that. Don't get yourself downhearted. Just enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy who you're becoming and continue on that road. I don't understand how many times I've tripped over my words like now and had to be comfortable with that. But practicing who you are and who you're becoming is one of the greatest things that the Lord has provided for us because we can stand in our identity of who he is and who he is in us and who we are in him. But sometimes when you don't want to step out on faith, you just don't want to do anything different. You're not taking that faith walk. You're not doing that because you're so comfortable in what you've done and how you've done things before. And you're just like, this is the way I've always done it. Why should I change? But you need to. You need to grow, and change is something that happens all the time. So it's not like you're not going to be changing later. It's not like it's not going to happen for you. But see, I got used to throwing myself under the bus because that's what I do. I throw myself under the bus all the time. Just like, Tanika, seriously, you need to get it together. And sometimes there are these really artificial, made up deadlines that I have that I say, hey, I need to do this by this time. And I don't even have a rhyme or reason. I just think that's where I need to be. I think I just need to do these things. And it doesn't have any rhyme or reason to why. I just have these artificial deadlines that I've made up in my head, in my mind. I'm just like, yeah, that's what needs to happen. That's what I need to do. So for now, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be excited for new things. I'm going to be excited to continue to venture, continue to learn other technologies, because this for me is outside of my comfort zone, to be 100%. I love messing with technology. I do. I just don't like having to figure out how this goes here, this goes here. Like, somebody do it for me, but then I'll never learn, right? So as I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm doing, I'm finding that this is something that I'm going to enjoy doing. Whether I do it by myself or do it with other people, I'm going to find that I'll learn, I'll grow, and I will continue to strive to be different. Different because I made different. And I'm enjoying this. So I'm going to stay here for a little bit, and I don't know that there's going to be a lot of comments coming in because I haven't been around for a minute, so I don't have a whole bunch of things that I go and broadcast to people about. There are always people watching from the cyber bushes, and that should not be a reason that I do not talk about the Lord. It shouldn't be a reason that I don't extend myself. It shouldn't be a reason where I stop doing anything. But sometimes people can have you to stop, and you get so much in your head that you want to stop and you don't need to. So that's what I'm going to continue doing, and I just wanted to share that because we all have something beautiful inside of us. But when you get around the wrong people, or you believe the wrong things that people have said about you won't move a muscle. And I think I've shared a few stories with you guys, and I'm going to share those stories for some of you that are new to me. And it says here, T. Drake Podcasting Godmother. I didn't put the rest of it, but it's Podcasting Godmother Connection. I've been podcasting for 6 years now. So this isn't new to me. This is just what I do. And I've been live streaming for a very long time, right? But at the same time, and doing audio, playing around with Clubhouse and Spotify Lives and all of those things. These are not new platforms to me of navigating them. What it is, though, however, it is for me to step out again and say, this is new. This is what I'm going to start doing. Start doing my podcast via live video instead of just being comfortable with audio. Audio is wonderful, and I love it because I'll say whatever, right? And raise my hand fully to the sky, like, this is me. But then when I say that, you can't see that I'm talking about myself. You can't see that I'm pointing to myself when I've had a bad day and I just am crying in tears because of what's happened or something I've gone through that's really hard. There's things that I've gone through people can relate to, but I keep it on audio. So you have to go listen on Spotify or any of the other podcasting platforms to hear it. But you don't see me. And that's not because I don't want to be seen. I have allowed for such a long time, right? I've allowed a narrative to be ran about me to myself. I've allowed friends, certain friends, not new ones, but old friends and old people from my past, even family members, For a time, right? There was a time that I allowed that to be what I ran on. I was just like, well, I mean, I can't do anything different. And they're probably right about this and about that about me. And I'm trying to be a fake holy preacher. That stuff was never true. But I listened to it and I ran with that. But I'm not going to run with that anymore because that's an old story. And it wasn't even true because I like talking about the Lord. I like talking about the things that he's brought me through. I like talking about quirky things. I like talking about scrapbooking. My goodness. I like talking about crafting. I used to hide. Can you believe it? Hide crafting. Like, who does that? Like, crafting is bomb. Crafting is bomb. And I used to think, well, I don't want to share that because people will be like, well, huh, why is she crafting like a child? I used to hide all of those things. And it was funny to me that I did that because there were people that would ask me, can you craft this for me? Can you craft this for my baby shower? I think you're the woman that can make these baby shower things that I saw on Pinterest. Can you do it for me? I'm like, how do you know I can do that? I see in your desk and you can do it. And then they pay me for those cards. Or can you make some Christmas cards for the entire crew along with some of the police department? Can you make them some cards? What? Why are you coming to me? Why don't you just go to the store or go buy a box of Hallmark cards or Walmart or Dollar Tree and go make the card? No, we want you to make the card, so we'll pay you for it. Oh, okay. And I was hiding those things that make me who I am, those things that I like to do. Glitter is my thing. For some of you guys that don't know, I am a glitter woman. Okay. I glitterize everything. If it's possible, if I could wear glitter all day along with sequins and a whole bunch of rhinestones, I would. But I don't have enough clothes like that. But I would. And those things that I like, those things that I enjoy, that makes me who I am. Some of the experiences that I've gone through make me who I am. And if I didn't go through those things, I wouldn't be who I am today. And that's the same thing with each and every one of you that are listening. Maybe there's only one of you, maybe there's two of you. I have no idea because the numbers aren't right. But you are uniquely designed by the Lord. There's nothing strange about you. You may be strange to other people because they don't understand who you are. But you should get excited for that new thing that you're doing, that new venture you want to go out to do, that new thing that God has given you inside your heart, your spirit, that He's told you to do. So many times we stay praying, and there's nothing wrong with praying. Do not get me wrong. I love prayer. Trust and believe. I love to pray. Nothing better, right? Besides reading the word. However, when you pray about talking, or you pray about doing, or singing, or walking, or running, or doing something for the Lord, and you're just like, you know what, I can't do this because I need to pray about it. You don't need to pray about something that you know the Lord has told you to do. You don't need to pray about that. What you do need to do is have faith and walk that thing out. Yeah, I know. You're just like, well, T Drake, that's easier said than that. Like, you can walk it out because you've been doing this forever. But you're talking about me. Like, I can't do that. You can, and you will, and you must. Because it's really not about you, and it's definitely not about me. I'm always here and understand that I'm here to encourage others. I know that's one of the things I'm here to do is to encourage and inspire and uplift people out of situations, especially when it comes to domestic violence. I'm here for that all day long. And when people say things that are ridiculous and like the statements I used to say, like, if you're feeling bad and the situation is bad, why don't you just pack up and leave? Oh my gosh. Until I went through that situation myself. And it is a lot easier to say that statement than to be involved in the situation and looking from the inside out. Yeah, it's way different than being the person looking from the outside in. That's a different story. And until I actually experienced it, I had no clue. That statement was very, very naive and at the same time mean. It didn't consider that person of what they're having to go through and deal with on a daily basis. It didn't. So when I'm speaking to you guys about some of these things, I'm not speaking because I'm trying to get you to do anything. It's important that all of us share our message, our testimony with other people so you can inspire others. There are people that are waiting for you. There are people that are waiting for me, been waiting for me for a long time. And as soon as I disappear, I get all these Instagram messages and DMs and things like, where you been? And I understand this is not the only place where I need to be. I need to be here present, right? At the same time have a balance of being out in the world, dealing with people, my neighbors, people in my local church, people that I can touch, not just virtually touch, but touch in person. So there's a balance. So as much as I give out to here and on audio for a podcast and anywhere else, I also know that there are people that also need me to be in their presence at that time. So, what is it that you're excited for something new? What's the new thing that you're afraid to venture out to do? You got to figure that out. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck like, no, I can't do it. You can do it. But are you willing to be brave enough and say, yeah, I'm going to put myself out here. Even if I look silly, I'm going to put myself out here and do this and do that. It's not easy. I mean, it's almost like it's one of the things that people are very afraid to do, public speaking. Oh, once upon a time, when I was really, really young, I didn't like public speaking. I mean, really young. I think it probably was in kindergarten, maybe first grade. I didn't like speaking in public. I didn't. I didn't like speaking in front of class, doing book reports, and none of that stuff. However, as I grew, I started to love it. I love speaking in front of people. Probably because I didn't get to speak a lot at home. I didn't really get to. I mean, I'd say stuff, but not these long monologues that I like to do now. But there are things that I understood that I want to go first and I want to speak and I want to share. And then I will sit back and watch other people. But now there's not that I need to do an assignment thing. So there's nothing that I have to go in front of anybody. I just need to be me and just put my content out. So that's what I'm doing because I want to make sure that I stay encouraging people, stay reminding people of how beautiful they are and how they should be totally following after Lord Jesus Christ, all the way invested in that. Now, that's not the only thing I talk about, right? Because I have other interests that I like to talk about. I'm not huge into sports, but I like talking about other types of things. And I'm getting excited for something that I'm doing, and I've been waiting to do it for a long time. So as it comes, I'll let you guys know. But there are these things that I've been thinking about doing, all this stuff, and I'm going to do it again. I can't wait to get more independent artists to come back and share about their music because God's gave through his word, home of the independent artist. I love to hear men and women share the testimony of how they got into music, how they, as independent artists, got into music. And it's always great to talk to them because they all have a story and I love hearing it. And the reason I love hearing it is because I love singing and I always wanted to do that. So I'm still going to venture out to do some things, even if it's scary, even if I'm afraid, even if I'm unsure, even if it's uncertain. It's a new thing. I'm still excited to do it. And I'm not going to let this life just control me with things like, well, if you do this, what if it's not received? If you do this, what if they don't like it? If you do this, what if they talk about you? If you do this, there's so many ifs in this world. But what if you did? What if you did take that step? What if you did share your testimony? What if you did try that new venture? What if you did talk to that person? What if you did get that job? What if you did try that thing? What if you did? What if? See, we always think about the what ifs, the bad. It'll fail. It'll do this. It won't work out. Okay. And if it doesn't work out, it's not bad. At least you stepped out and you tried something different. So you try again. You try something else. You extend yourself and you do something else. But to not try, mm, I can't get with that. To not try at all. I'm going to try. I'm going to try everything I possibly can because there's new people to meet, there's new places to go, and I want to do all of that. So I was just thinking that I wanted to just talk about that just very briefly because it doesn't matter how bad you think you can't. Remember, the Lord says you can. If you walk by faith and not by sight, you can. And our faith walk is so much about things we cannot see and who we trust in. So I trust in the Lord Almighty, and I know He's got my back 100%. But am I going to step out on faith and really just follow after Him? Or am I going to go sit in a corner somewhere and just be scared because somebody might get on one of these platforms and say, what you said was just ridiculous, or put whatever comments because they want to be keyboard gangsters? I don't know. Watching the cyber bushes is a thing. There will always be people watching because they want to watch what you're doing. They want to hear what you're saying. So, like, oh, that's that, man, what she did, that was silly. Why would she even talk about that? But it's not about them. It's never about those people. It's always about you and how you're going to be trying to help somebody else. I want to help somebody else. And I don't think that me hiding is going to be helping anybody. So I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to hide. I'm not trying to do that. And I'm happy. I'm happy to keep trying no matter what. And you should be too. You should be trying. Extend yourself. Don't be afraid. Walk out on faith. Do that thing you wanted to do. What's stopping you? And 100% of the time, you know what's stopping us? We are stopping ourselves. You're stopping yourself. I'm stopping myself. But you don't need to. You don't need to do that. So on today, what is the thing that you're going to do? What is that venture that you're going to extend yourself? How are you going to do that? Are you going to do that? Because you can. I mean, really, you can do that. So it's been a minute. Like I said, it's been a minute talking to you guys. It's been a minute just doing things. It's been a minute. But I know for me, I am not about to let one more day go by and be like, oh, well, I could have done something, but actually not gonna. Why? It's been so long since I have heard that someone was harmed because of crafting. I've never heard anybody get upset with that, but I have created a whole narrative in my head. Like, they're going to think you're like a little kid. You're like a little kid playing with popsicle sticks who sits down coloring. But that's a thing. That's real. And sometimes we don't pay attention to that. Those things that I like to do, there's other people that like to do it too. And I'm sitting over here having a whole like literal chest attack. Like, oh, I can't believe it. Like it's not. We make some of the silliest things the most important things, and they're not. And you don't have to be scared. You don't have to be ashamed. And for those of you, I even wrote a book back in 2018, The Gift of Finding God's Love, Guilt and Shame Turned into My Shine. And at that time, when I was writing that book, and even after reading the title over and over, as I have done for some years now, that guilt and shame that I had for so long, I hadn't let it all the way go. But now it's taken time. I'm not gonna say like everything happened overnight and I changed like that. Bam, I changed. Oh yeah. No, mm-mm. That's not how it happened for me. It did take time. It took a lot of time, and I was just like, okay, well, those things that take time, I can share with someone my journey. Because when I was going through domestic violence, it was not easy. And for someone to say, well, you should have just backed up and left. No, I had to bring that story up because I still am dealing with the what's the word for it? The fallout from that from years ago. My kids still have to process why there's no relationship, right? And it's not for a lack of not trying, right? But certain people, when you try to extend that olive branch, there are people that don't want your olive branch. They just want to destroy the olive branch. And then after they destroy the olive branch, they want to destroy you. And I don't want that. I don't want that for my kids. I don't want that for myself. And right now, I'm running on peace. I'm running on the peace that the Lord gives me. And I'm happy and elated where they are right now, mentally and emotionally. And they don't have to have someone that comes in like a whirlwind and destroys them emotionally. Because every time that's ever happened, guess what? I have to pick up the pieces, the emotional pieces. And I hate doing that. I've always hated it. And I've always been seen as the bad guy. You're the bad mom. You're the mom that's not caring. You're the mom that's not allowing this. You're the mom. You're the mom not doing what's best for her kids. But putting my kids around someone who's potentially 100% dangerous for them is what I should do. No. Sometimes people think they know what's best for your family and they don't. Sometimes the courts get it wrong, and they do. That system is not 100% accurate. I remember when I was going through that situation, even after, you know, escaping and putting my kids somewhere else, just to hear the judge to say, wow, well, you know, I'm sorry that you're here because of what she's done. I'm like, huh? Making that person to see that I am a bad individual. Like I'm doing what's best for my kids, but not in that judge's eyes in particular. I wasn't doing what was right for my kids. I was not really trying to let the kids be around their dad. And I still don't. And it's not because I hate him. I have forgiven him and I've moved on. However, I still know he still kind of has the same mindset and he still thinks the same way. So I want to be excited for new things, and I am. And I don't want to replay old stuff, but I will use that as something that people need to know. You don't just get over overnight. Going through something like that, you have to work on that. You have to work on yourself because if you don't, all that will bleed onto other conversations, that will bleed into other relationships. And you're not a good friend to other people when you're just bleeding on them emotionally, mentally. It's exhausting. So I took time and I'm still taking time to get rid of some of that stuff. Is it ever going to be 100% con? No, come on. that's not real, right? It's still going to be there, but I'm not going to let it dominate me. It's not going to dominate my mindset. It's not going to dominate my heart. And it's not going to dominate me to other people that will come in my life. I'm going to be a good friend to my friends. And if the Lord so happens to send, if it is what He wills, right? I'm not in control of that. If He sends someone that is going to be, I don't know, that's going to be in that particular role of husband, okay. But even if that does happen, I will be treating him differently than a past relationship. And sometimes you have to look at yourself and do that. So still yet be excited for new things, even if you've gone through some things that are very tumultuous, very hard, right? And some of us have gone through some really hard things and hard spots. But are you going to let those people of your past or those people that have done some really awful things to you, are you going to let them control you and control what you do now, what you do at present, in this moment right now? Are you going to let those things of the past control your present and continue to move the narrative that you need to be beholden to them, not forgiving them so you can't release some of that stuff that needs to be out of here? You need to let some of that stuff go. And not everything can you let go easily. And I'm saying that. So don't think, oh, you're just saying that because you got over it. Listen, it took me a long time. I'm not even saying I'm over it totally because I have moments, right? But I don't let those moments control me, as you shouldn't let those moments control you. And that's all I'm saying. So when we think about these things and we think about people that we want in our lives and all those different things, you just have to not suck it up, buttercup, but really take the time to understand those things that have happened. And this is to encourage somebody that might need this. So those things that have happened to you, not discrediting it, not trying to say it didn't happen, but validating those things did happen. That stuff that those people did or that person did was wrong. It wasn't right. Never going to say it's okay. Validate that. But however, how do you move from that? Are you going to let it take you over? Are you going to let it just continue to run you? Don't let it do that. There are people that want to say all manner of things against you because that's what they want to do. But don't allow them to control you. Don't allow them to control how you move. If you like me, like I'm talking about, if you are like me, and I should probably say that you like me too. Of course, you like me, no. But if you are like me and you like doing crafts or you like doing certain kind of hobbies or you have certain kind of things that you like to do and it brings you joy, then do that. Do that thing that brings you joy. Don't let people tell you, well, that's not going to work because I haven't seen it happen. Like, okay, just because you haven't seen it happen doesn't mean it won't work. There's a lot of things that didn't exist that people now are using. They were not existent, but if they let other people tell them, well, I don't think you should make a laptop because boo, there's already a computer out here. Okay, so, but I need to continue to listen to you and you tell me that. And then we have this way of listening to people that haven't even done the things you've done or want to do. And they're telling you, yeah, I wouldn't do that. What? You wouldn't do what? You haven't even done that. So, but if I were to do it, I just wouldn't do that. I don't know how many times I've talked about that. That's one of those things that gets underneath my skin. And it did. After a while, you can't let people just continue to run you. And they do. They can run you with, well, do you think you should do that? I mean, people are going to be listening. They're going to be watching. Don't you think you should not talk about those things? Don't you think you shouldn't talk about Jesus so much? I don't think you should talk about crafting so much. You shouldn't talk about your kids so much. It sounds like a weird, bad song. So much. But you do what you're going to do and don't be scared to do it. There are people that love you and they're waiting for you to come out. There are people that on this virtual window, this virtual playing field, this virtual landscape, they're waiting for you to come out and talk to them. They're looking for you. They're looking for your message. They're looking for your hope. They're looking for your encouragement, your inspiration. They're looking for you to uplift them. They're looking to hear from you, and you running and hiding and like, no, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Nobody wants to know what I have to do. Yeah, there's somebody who wants to know. We all have people that are waiting to hear us, and they're going to hear your voice coming directly out of you because they need to hear you. You need to hear me. The ones of you that are listening to me, you're only listening because I speak to you. Yeah, I speak to that part of you like, man, she gets me. There are some people you can listen to like, that person's not for me. And we have those people, right? It doesn't mean what they're sharing is wrong. It's just that's not the voice for you. Everybody has a voice they're looking for, and there's a voice that speaks to you. There's someone that you can hear like, man, she or he was on point, and they're looking for you. They're waiting for you to get out of your shell, get out of that comfort zone of, yeah, I'm just going to stay right here because this is the place I'm most comfortable. And I think I'm going to do that. And yeah, they don't need anything else from me. This is good. But then you don't extend yourself. You don't go further. You don't go past. There's somebody watching you right now. It wouldn't matter for me. It never matters for me how many people watch or don't watch because I'm so used to not having anybody watch because I'm used to just being audio and I don't know who's listening. So I don't have to watch because they don't have to see me, right? But at the same time, there's another audience that could probably really very much appreciate what's being shared. And sometimes I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna give it to my audio listeners because that's good. They've been with me forever. But that's not the only people that I talk to. And for a long time, because I used to have some channels, some of you will get some stories from me, and I'll be sharing those eventually. But I've had several Facebook pages over the years because they've been hacked, because I've had a crazy ex-husband, because I've had crazy people that have wanted to blackmail me. It's been a thing. I've dropped a few Instagram channels. So this whole landscape of virtual, it's been a roller coaster for me. I've had to like really think about, do I really want to do this? Because I've gone through some things and just like, I don't know if I want to play with these people because some of these people are really bad and they're vicious. And sometimes you get people that are trying to blackmail you. Well, maybe you don't, but I have blackmail me from another country. Like, wait a minute. How do you go? Wait, hold on a second. What's happening? And if they can, they will. So they want to scare you. They want you to not, they want you to like, hey, just give me what I want. And then maybe, just maybe, I will leave you alone. But it's always a money grab. And for some of you that may not know, I've gone through that. And we'll probably have to have a show about that at a different time when I will be talking about that. But I guess I'm going to just get down to the wire here and just like, I want to once again push that whole entire narrative. Be excited for something new. Some of you have not known me for a long time, and some of you may be getting to know me and see me, or you've never heard of me. That's fine. Some people know me from years and years ago, and that's okay. But I had things that I wanted to do, and I did them. At first, I was afraid, and I was scared. Like this is not going to work, and I poured money into things and stuff like that. And I have done some things that I thought I would never do, and I did it. And there will be more things that I'm going to venture out to do. And this is just one of those things, right? Just moving into something else. And there's other kind of things I want to do as well, but I'm not going to try to like run fast. I know people say that success loves speed, and that's cool. Success may love speed, but I don't want to speed into a wall. So I'll take my time and hit the wall nicely, like boom, not and it's like, yeah, it's like I don't want to do it like this. Like horse, no physical speed. No, I don't. I don't. I don't want to do that. I understand that, and I will try my things, and I'll do my stuff. But I'm just gonna take my time and do it because I'm not rushing for anyone. And for a long time, there's another reason why I wasn't doing a lot of videos. I was comparing myself to other people, and comparison, we all know and have heard that statement. I don't know how many times. Comparison is the thief of joy because you compare yourself to what this person is doing over here and that person is doing down there and that person all the way over there is doing that, and you want to do that and you want to do all these things, but you're comparing yourself to people you don't need to. They're doing their own thing because they're doing something that is passionate and that's their passion. And how you can compare yourself to something that they're doing, you don't do that. It doesn't help. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help them because they're not even paying attention to you, that you're comparing yourself to them. Like, I'm in a race with you. They don't even know you're racing them. Like, you're racing me. I don't even know we were in a race. We're in a race. Yeah, she said we're in a race. How? I don't even know her. Like, who is she? Who is he? Why are we in a race? Man, please. I'm not even paying attention to that. And it's true. Sometimes we're in a race with people and ideals and ideologies and just all these artificial and made up time clocks. I know because I've done that for myself. I made up so many deadlines for myself. I need to be here by 37. I need to have this by 42. I need to do this by 45. And then you never embrace the moment. You never just enjoy what you're going through at that time. You don't embrace it. You just like running for the next thing. You're always moving to something else because you can't be content in the moment you're at now. And I, for myself, I'm content. It took me a while though. And so I'm gonna bring you guys down to my level because I'm going to adjust. So I'm looking at myself on another screen. And so give me just a second as I bring you guys down. Okay, hang on a second. I gotta not smash myself up. Okay, bring you guys down. There we go. Okay, that's easy for me to type this way because I had you guys up on the second tier. So there we go. And put you guys up like that, and boom. All right. Sorry about that. I just wanted to, there we go, be a little closer. So, oh my goodness. It has been just interesting lately. It's been really interesting. So, hello again, all. That's what I'm going to put in here because I am going to do that. So if you're just tuning in and you're just like, what are we talking about here? We're talking about excited for new things. We're talking about that. And so if you just tuning in and you're just like, I don't want to get excited for new things. Like new things suck. Like that sounds like change to me. And of course, new things will be a change, but that's a good thing. That's a great thing. I'm excited about changes because I get to practice and do new stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, I don't know if you guys did hear this, and I'm probably going to play it and it doesn't work. But let me see. Did you guys hear that? Because I don't know that anybody heard that. I'm going to try something else and see. Eventually, I'll get it to work where you guys can hear some of the sound effects. Because right now, I don't think anybody heard any of the sound effects. But I'm still learning my stuff, and I'm gonna be trying all kinds of things, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. So yeah, this is really good. And now that I know what I'm doing, I'm kind of like, hey, let's do this. Let's do more of these. Let's have more conversations. Let's do it. Now that I'm fully up and kind of running, I feel good about this, and I wasn't afraid to step out here and do this. I just needed to extend that to you guys that I'm excited about new things, and you should be too. Don't get discouraged when people tell you they don't like your ideas, they don't like what you're about, they don't like you. They wish you did not exist. They don't think anything that you have is of value, and it sounds dumb and all this other stuff. Man, please just do what it is you're going to do. And I'm going to see if I can share something with you guys. Can I try this with you guys? Let me see. Let me do something. I'm going to share my screen. I don't know if it's going to work, but hang on one second. I will see if it will work. Because if I can, then I can do this and it'll be great. Yeah. So pardon me while I'm looking down. I am going to share something with you guys because I've been talking about it, but I'm sure you guys like, whatever, we don't even know what you're talking about. So I'm going to see if I can get this up. So I'm going to turn this down, click this up. Okay, now I'm going to try and see if I can share my screen. Share my screen. Share it. I don't know if it's going to let me do it. Okay, I think it's going to do it. Let me see if I can share a window. I think you should share entire screen, and maybe that's easier. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's see if that works. It does. Woot. Okay. So I think you guys are seeing. Maybe not. Let me see. Oh, yes, you are seeing it because I have to see it. Now let me see if I do it. You guys can see me moving it up. You see me moving it up? I think so. I have to look at it. Yay! Okay. All right. So you can see it. So this is great. I'm glad that I can also see what I'm looking at. So cool. Okay. So this book I was talking to you guys about, The Gift of Fighting God's Love, Guilt and Shame Turned into My Shine by yours truly. Okay. So yes, when people ask, is it on Amazon? It is. It in fact is. And it is also on Barnes and Noble and some other places. So I will go down here. Let me see. Am I able to I want to see if I can. I don't know if it will let me do another screen, but I'll show you guys because I want to show you guys it was on Walmart too. Because I was so surprised when I found it there. I was like, wait a minute, what's it doing over there? So I will see. And this is just, I hope you guys don't get mad. Why would I say that? Because you're like, she's looking down again. It's okay. All right. So I probably will share that other screen with you guys as well. Oh, yeah, here we go. So let me, I wonder if it will, if I can put it over here. Let's share a different tab, I think. Stop sharing that tab. And then share a different tab. So I'm going to share with you guys a different tab. Now that I know how to do that, look at that. Check that out. All right, so we're going to do this one. Boom, and share. Okay, cool. All right. Yay. All right, see? Boom, there I am. See, I didn't know that it was all these different places, right? But it totally is. And it's on Barnes and Noble and some other places. But for it to be on Walmart, it even says right here, it will arrive in 3+ days. Cool. I think that's super cool. So, while I'm sharing this with you guys, I think it's easier instead of holding up the book, it's easier to just share it with you guys so you guys can see it. Because some people like, I didn't know you had a book and it was in Walmart. Yeah, totally is. It's totally here, right? So if you haven't been able to go and find it, it's right here, and it talks about what the gift of finding God's love is. And it says this book wants to show God's love as a special gift. And truly it is. It truly is. And God loves us. And that is a gift worth searching for, worth even more knowing it is given freely. Amen. Now it's just coming off of Easter a little bit ago. So if you have not uh, gotten this book or you want this book, it is a very encouraging book and it does talk about domestic violence. So definitely, definitely get this book for somebody that you know that might be going to it. It is also very encouraging. So I'm going to stop sharing because that was super cool to do. It's gone now. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys because I hadn't shared that in a while, and yeah, that was super cool. So I'm gonna see if I come back because it seems like my face and I'm back. Let me add myself back. Add. Okay. All right. Well, now that I'm done, I think I have talked with you guys for a little bit, shared some stuff with you guys, and I think I'm going to try one more thing. But I don't know if I'm going to try it right now. I might because who knows? This is like, you're frozen. I'm like, okay. So let me see. Mhm. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think it's giving me not wanting to. Uh, uh, uh. Well, I am going to get out of here because, of course, it doesn't want me to be seen right now. So, get all kind of extra stuff. But I will leave you guys with that. So, don't be afraid to try new and exciting things. And I hope you guys will have a great, great day. And remember to be blessed, motivated, and always inspired to do what the Lord lays on your heart. You guys, I hope you guys are going to have an amazing day. I really do. So, you guys totally do have a most enjoyable day. And definitely don't let anybody tell you anything else. Don't let them tell you you can't. Don't let them tell you you're this bad, crazy person because you're not doing whatever. Don't let that happen because the Lord has made you and He's created you to be just amazing. And sorry, I was frozen. I think after sharing all those screens, I got a little bit too happy. And my computer was like, that's enough. But I just want to wish you guys an amazing day. I want you guys to have a great day. I'm gonna put that in the comments for you guys because I don't normally get to do that, right? Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right. Well, you guys have an amazing day. And remember to be blessed, motivated, and always inspired to do what the Lord lays on your heart. You guys, I hope you guys can have a great day and enjoy because you know what? As much as things are going on in this world, you're still a blessing to somebody, and somebody needs exactly what you have. It needs exactly what you have to share with them. So please do not get, bogged down with people telling you you can't because you definitely can. So let me see if I can do something for you guys, I'm going to try to real quick add this. So let's see. Let's see if I can do this here. I'm gonna try to add something. Here we go. I hope you guys can hear it. Oh, see. Hmm. Well, you guys have a great day. Take care, y'all.